Good journey, everyone. Welcome to Space Oats, a Star Wars podcast. I am the Crucial Crew member, and man, lots of stuff has happened in the past week. We got all sorts of stuff announced at D23. We within the last week, we've gotten the new trailer for Skeleton Crew. We have new Young Jedi Adventures episodes, which I am watching right now, season 2. I've already watched the entire season, so just so much Star Wars coming out, and we got more to come within the next couple months. We got some cool stuff happening, at least for me, Star Wars related, before the end of the month. And yeah, all that. And we got something with Not Long Ago in This Galaxy today to talk about. So, welcome to Space Oats, a Star Wars podcast, your weekly dish of Star Wars that we just like to talk about. And also, I don't know if you noticed this right here. This is a Galaxy box. So, maybe we'll get a chance to open this. I already kind of took a peek inside because I heard some not so good things when I got it, but the people over at Culturefly hopefully are going to get me a replacement for one of the items in there that didn't quite make it to me in one piece, but that's okay. Things happen. I understand. I can probably fix it up at least enough to, get to work and put on my desk, something, but, I'll try to do my best with it because it's a really cool item. I just realized he's upside down. Chopper is upside down. I just noticed that. Poor Chopper. I mean, maybe that's why wasn't in bad shape was in rough shape when he came, because people were dropping him on his head. I don't know. But anyway, welcome to Space Oats, a Star Wars podcast. If you're watching this later, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this podcast. Hit those notifications. Maybe you can join in live. I usually do this every Wednesday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, I do some streaming on my Instagram page with Not Long Ago in This Galaxy, which is what we're going to start off with today. Not Long Ago in This Galaxy. I'm going to go ahead and throw up I don't know why I say that. I'm going to go ahead and put up the really cool thing that I came across today. And I wish I was in Florida. I wish I could have been here for this. I remember riding the original Star Tours, but yeah, there was basically some history with that today. So let me see here. Let me get this up. Tried to maybe get this all on one page here. Let me see if I can't shrink it down a little bit here. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's see what that looks like up there. How about that? Can you see that, everybody? Let me change this around a little bit. I want to let me see if this is a better angle. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Not Long Ago in This Galaxy. The last tour to Endor. Did anybody go to Celebration 5 in 2010? Because that was held in Orlando, Florida. First off, I can't even imagine being in Orlando and cosplaying and being at a Star Wars event in August, especially with the heat the way it is right now. Man, that had to have been something just crazy, right? Actually, I need to adjust this a little bit because I don't want. Well, I guess that's all I'm going to get, right? I can't really get rid of that toolbar up at the top. But this was a screenshot from a page that I found this. It was a link, a backup link to the post that was on StarWars.com, I believe, for tickets for this event at Hollywood Studios, which basically was the last tour to Endor. $75. Can you imagine a Disney special night that was $75? I can't. That had to have been crazy. But anyway, this happened in 2010. This is when the Star Tours attraction at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida, kind of was announced it having its official closer. And this was kind of like its goodbye to the Star Wars fans, because Celebration 5 was ongoing right now in Orlando, and this event coincided with that. So all of the Star Wars fans got to go to this event, or maybe they got to go to this event and kind of have a last hurrah to Star Tours as we knew it from the original incarnation. And we know that this was only short-lived. About 9 months later was when Star Tours: The Adventure Continues reopened with some amazing new 3D and new planets, kind of taking place as a prequel to Star Tours, which kind of usually forget about that it actually is a prequel. It's because it's the Star Speeder 1000 rather than the Star Speeder 3000. But yeah, this was a special event to those attendees. It was from 8 p.m. to 1 o'clock in the morning. So a really nice chunk of time in Hollywood studios, kind of like one of those nighttime events that Disney puts on for kind of an outrageous piece of coin. But again, $75. I mean, times change, ticket prices change. But man, if they did something like this, even at $150 today, I would totally jump on it. If you had like a Galaxy's Edge or a Star Wars Nights or whatever it is, I would be there to get tickets to these events if they came back to Hollywood Studios here in Florida. You could actually enter the park a little bit earlier at 4 p.m., which is what they usually do. They'll usually, if you buy these ticketed events, you can get in early, you can experience the park, and then the event starts. It's kind of a way to kind of soft close the park to everyone else and then open it without having so many people having to wait in line to get into the park. It's kind of a way for you to get in gradually, get in quickly, and be there for riding the rides and so forth. My TV I thought it was going out for a minute there, but it was actually changing episodes with the Young Jedi Adventures that I'm watching. But so the actual close date was September 7th. So this was almost like a month before. So again, this was like the beginning of the closure, but a kind of a goodbye farewell for the Star Wars fans. The special entertainment events that were involved with this experience, this ticketed event, were George Lucas actually appeared, and other characters from the Star Wars saga participating in the Jedi Training Academy, which I did watch today. There was a really cool link that I found that had that kind of like closing ceremony right there where the Jedi Temple, the Trials of the Jedi Temple took place. And it was really funny with the Imagineer being there and interacting with some very funny dialogue with the Star Wars characters. There was also a Death Star disco, which, weird, funny stuff happened at Star Wars weekends back in the day, and that I'm sure was fun to watch. Dancing at the Bespin Stage Dance Party, a live showing of Raiders of the Lost Jedi Temple of Doom, which I found that online as well. I didn't watch it, but that is, that was at the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular stage. And then the Hyperspace Hoopla, and a fireworks show called Symphony in the Stars. And then, of course, like I said, the actual shutdown ceremony for Star Tours itself, which I did watch that, which is fun. If you have time to do anything, watch that one. I think I may have posted that link in the description here, so you can look at that if so. I may not have yet. I know pretty sure I posted another link of something else I was going to talk about next, but yeah, I may not have did that. But that shutdown ceremony was really fun. It was a live stage show with C-3PO, R2-D2, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, and Stormtroopers, which basically culminated with Boba Fett blowing up Star Tours with a thermal detonator, which was done with some amazing pyrotechnics. A lot of fun, like I said. And yeah, and that was the announcement right there posted for that last tour to Endor, which happened today back in 2010. Not long ago in this galaxy. So that's your little not long ago in this galaxy. Again, I do this little not long ago in this galaxy segment on my Instagram page, the Crucial Crew Member. Most of the time going live, talking about something in Star Wars history. So hit me up over there, follow me there, and you'll get some Star Wars history every day for the most part. But yeah, so that would have been a fun event to go to, wouldn't it? I don't know if anybody's went to that event, but it would have been a lot of fun to be able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over to some fun Phantom Menace. We're going to go with, change the screen here. I'm also going to change my camera, by the way. Give me a little bit better resolution, right? Ooh, I just took away my video. That's no good. And I should be back in a minute. There we go. All right. So yeah, going back to the Phantom Menace. I mean, it's still technically, right, 25 years of the Phantom Menace. We've been talking about it pretty much for the year. Back in May, we had that 25th anniversary, and a little article came out on StarWars.com with the 25 things you probably didn't know about the making of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. And there were some things that I knew, but there were a couple things that I didn't know, and I'd like to share like my five that I didn't know. There was a couple other things that I didn't know, but I picked five out of the 25, and I'll let you read the article. Maybe there were some things that you didn't know as well with the making of the Phantom Menace. And then also, I know I posted this link. There is a link to really cool kind of documentary that some of these things kind of came from, and you get to learn a little bit about the behind the scenes of the Phantom Menace, which is a really good watch. I've watched it before. It's a really good featurette. And but anyway, my five things that I didn't really realize were Natalie Portman and the way her voice was portrayed in the Phantom Menace. Because if you realize, like, Padme Amidala and Queen Amidala sound different, which I always thought was just the way that she projected her voice. But no, this was something that was done after the fact. They actually took her voice and they modified it post-production, which was actually a shocker to Natalie Portman. She didn't even know that they did this until she saw the film, and she realized her voice was lowered and kind of had that more royal sounding tone to it, which I didn't realize that they did that. I mean, I thought that I knew that it was different because they wanted to make it seem like it was a different character. They wanted to hopefully fool the audience a little bit, even though it really was kind of obvious that it was Natalie Portman playing Padme Amidala and Queen Amidala. But it was one of those things that I did not realize that they actually kind of almost, instead of her doing the acting and changing her voice, they actually did this post-production and doing it, via computers and things like that, sound mixing and all that good stuff. And it was done without even really her knowing, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, so that was one thing that I was not aware of with the Phantom Menace during the making of the Phantom Menace. Another thing that I was not aware of, and I'm kind of glad that it was changed a little bit, was Jar Jar Binks. I mean, this is the original model of Jar Jar Binks. Kind of looks kind of freaky, right? But one of the big things was the green skin of Jar Jar Binks. Originally, Jar Jar Binks was supposed to be a green-skinned. The Gungans were originally designed to have green skin. However, going to real life and kind of wanting us to have a real life feel to the character that we could have a connection to in a way. Studies were basically realizing that really no aquatic creatures have green skin, which is you don't really realize that until you hear it, and then you think about it, and you're like, yeah, that's kind of true. No underwater aquatic creatures have green skin. And there are animals and creatures that are land animals that swim that have green skin, but there's really not many that have green skin that are underwater creatures. So the Gungans were changed from having green skin to orange skin, which was I think, a brilliant change. I like the Gungans the way they look. I actually am a fan of the Gungans now. And we're going to get to see a little bit of different side of Jar Jar in September. So, we'll go back on that and touch on that in a little bit. But speaking of Jar Jar and the actor that portrayed Jar Jar, Ahmad Best, he was actually discovered, which I didn't realize this either, through his performance in the theater show group Stomp, which I did not realize. I would love to go and try to find some footage of him in Stomp, but they actually have some of the creators of the Phantom Menace actually happened to catch him at the show, spotted him in the cast, and just from his energy and performance, really wanted to made them realize that he's Jar Jar, he can be Jar Jar. So that's a pretty interesting little fact with Ahmad Best, that he was in the Stomp cast, which, if you remember, that was like the group that they ran around on stage, and it was kind of like a tap but not really tap performance. They had a lot of really just stomping on stage, really, but clapping, stomping, using like trash cans and other things to make their percussion sounds. I never saw that show. It always seemed like fun. Kind of wanted to do at some point, but never did see it, and didn't realize that Ahmad Best was in that stage production, and that is how he got his role as Jar Jar Binks. That was an interesting fact that I did not know. Moving on to, let me go ahead and just stop sharing this one for a minute, because I don't really have a picture for the next one. But Plo Koon, one of our favorite characters, one of our favorite members of the Jedi Council, at least one of my favorite members of the Jedi Council, was actually named after the son of the creature effects supervisor, Nick Dudman. Nick Dudman basically decided to call one of the characters that he was creating, he called him the Jedi Plo Koon, and Plo Koon was what he called his son during the first year of his life. And I don't know why they called their son Plo Koon. I don't know. I don't know if there's a story behind that or not. But he wrote down that name Plo Koon, I guess, next to the creature, the mask or whatever he was creating for the character of Plo Koon. And George saw that name, and he just kind of crossed out the N there in the middle, which eventually made the name Plo Koon, which is how that name was born. So pretty fun way of the naming of Star Wars characters and planets and things like that. I always love kind of hearing how names come up and are given to things in the Star Wars universe, and that is one that I had never heard before. So a lot of fun to be able to hear about that one. And then last but not least, one of our favorite scenes of the Phantom Menace, I mean, it has to be the pod race, right? A lot of people love the pod race. The pod race is definitely a highlight of the Phantom Menace. The pod race and Duel of the Fates, of course, right? And there was some cool things about how they created the crowd in the pod race. And I heard a lot about how they kind of, made it look like there was so many people in the audience, rather than actually having, filming a large group of people. They wanted to fill it up in certain ways, and those things that I kind of all knew. But one of the things that I didn't realize was that the cheers and jeers emanating from the audience at the pod race was from a San Francisco 49ers game. Sound designer Ben Burt actually went to a San Francisco 49ers game, and he recorded the crowd reactions to the football game himself, and that gave life to the crowd at the pod race. So pretty cool, a sporting event, first sporting event, pretty fun to think about. And yeah, so that is my 5 things that I did not realize about the making of the Phantom Menace. And again, like I said, there is a really cool documentary about the making of the Phantom Menace. You can click on the link that I have in my description of this podcast, which will take you to that link on YouTube, and you can watch that cool behind the scenes making of Phantom Menace featurette, which is a lot of fun. So let's get into some of the news that we have gotten as of recently. And I think one of the most exciting things is the Skeleton Crew trailer. The Skeleton Crew trailer was amazing. We got also some key art, which you can see here. This is in the format of you can create this as your background wallpaper if you would like. They also have one uh, in the ratio so that you can put it as your phone background, which I had for a little bit. But really cool, fun adventure Skeleton Crew it looks to be. And of course, we're going to get that December 3rd, so not too long coming for us. The series has been created by Spider-Man Homecoming director John Watts and writer Christopher Ford, who also serve as the showrunners for Skeleton Crew. And the actual description of the show is that Skeleton Crew follows along as the kids get lost in a strange and dangerous galaxy and have to find their way home, meeting unlikely allies and enemies along the way. It seems like this is going to be one of those really fun family films, kind of reminiscent of Goonies to me. I keep saying that. I keep bringing up Goonies. It just has this Goonies feel, especially with the trailer. I was getting more of that. And I love Goonies. Goonies is one of my favorite movies of all time to watch. I watch it over and over again. I never get tired of it. And I really hope this series gets the impact of that and the feel of that, where you're just going to continue to watch it and just have fun with it. And it's just going to be one of those enjoyable series that you can revisit and hopefully get little Easter eggs here, because I heard there's a lot of Easter eggs in this series, and I hope that we'll be able to get a lot from that. There were some stills that I wanted to go ahead and pop up here. I know I've shared some of these, maybe even last week, but the cast just look amazing, especially the yeah, I mean, they just look like they're having a good time on set. They look like they're gelling pretty good in the trailer, and with Jude Law being there as like the adult, who knows what his character is going to be about, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to figure all of this out. From kind of left to right there, we have the character of Wim, played by Ravi Cabot-Conyers. Of course, there's Jude Law there, who plays Jod Nawood. KB in the back there with the little visor things. That is played by Kiriana Crowder. Neil, who is and I keep forgetting the species of Max Rebo. I keep forgetting the species of Max Rebo. Neil is his character, who is portrayed by Robert Timothy Smith. I guess they kind of used him as mocap, and then also provides the voice for that character. And then lastly, on the right there, the character of Fern, played by Ryan Kira Armstrong. And this is the Skeleton Crew that we have here. So lots of fun there. Let me go ahead and skip to another slide here so we can just see a little bit more of some of the characters here. There's Jude Law's character again. That grin just kind of seems, fun but mysterious. Like I almost feel that that something's going on there, and there's more than meets the eye with his character. But yeah, that's Jude Law again as Jod Nanawad. I don't know how we're going to pronounce his name, but it'll be curious to see. Also, we're getting some cool little, again, this kind of reminds me of E.T. Anytime you see the little bikes and the kids with the bikes, it kind of has this feel of E.T. in this one. This is the characters of Neil and Wim. with these little bikes in the trailer, which look a lot of fun. A lot of forestry scenes in the trailer. This one, a pretty cool one that actually has another character that we're going to be introduced to, that being a droid, the droid SM-33, voiced by Nick Frost, the comedian. And so that'll be a fun little addition to the Star Wars universe. I love it when we get these new droids and with these different personalities. So a lot of fun there. SM-33 here with Wim, Fern, KB, and Neil. In a very dark environment, possibly a spaceship or something like that. And then lastly, another cool little speeder bike chase scene, possibly, with the characters of KB and Fern riding in some little area here. But a lot of fun to see this kind of stuff going on, and can't wait to see these adventures happen on December 3rd. So pretty exciting to wait for that. That was one of the major talks at D23. D23 finished up this past weekend. We got a good amount of announcements from the Ultimate Disney Fan event. Not a lot of Star Wars stuff, especially in the parks. But there was a lot of Star Wars stuff for the screen. They got to watch the trailer of Skeleton Crew, which was released earlier in the week. They also learned a little bit more about Andor Season 2 and The Mandalorian and Grogu, as well as a bunch more things from Star Wars. And so the Skeleton Crew, Jude Law actually showed up, again, playing that character, Jod Nawood. He introduced the world's first look at some footage from the forthcoming series. I think this was actually additional footage in addition to the trailer, so they got to see a little bit more than what we saw in the trailer. But then again, they did release some footage of Skeleton Crew way back in Star Wars Celebration London. So at least some stills that I remember. So they got to see a little bit more. Maybe we'll hear a little bit about that from some people with some reviews. I don't think they probably were not allowed to use their phones in that venue, probably for that announcement. But the one of the things that Jude Law had said when he was talking about it was that he was talking about his fandom of Star Wars, being a fan since 10 years old, and he said what he loves most about this series of Skeleton Crew, that it's told through the perspective of the kids, which I love. Again, those kinds of shows brings me back to the days of Goonies and things like that, and I can't wait for that. And then he said it means a great deal for him to be a part of the Star Wars galaxy. So it sounds like he was very excited to be a part of this series, and we can't wait for that to actually take place and have some fun with that one. We got to see some things about the new announcement of the changes to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Dave Filoni, who is now the Lucasfilm Chief Creative Officer, took the stage during the Disney Experience Showcase, and he was the one to announce the new Mandalorian element heading to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Again, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, if you've never ridden it, is basically getting to fly the Millennium Falcon. Sit inside the cockpit, 6 people, either as pilots, gunners, or engineers. You had a mission to steal coaxium for Hondo Ohnaka originally, and I hope that mission still continues and it rotates out with this new mission that I don't know if Hondo's going to be a part of it anymore, or what's going to happen with that. But yeah, I would love to see Hondo continue. I'm going to be really sad if Hondo goes away. But I do hope that it has something to do with Hondo and pirates and the Mandalorian and Grogu kind of just show up in that interactive ride at the Disney parks inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. If you did not get a chance to watch the Disney Legends ceremony, you can actually go back and watch that. That is on Disney Plus. You can restream it. It is a lot of fun. If you just want to watch the Harrison Ford part, it's literally the first part of the series or part of the event, because Harrison Ford was announced first. He was the first recipient among the Disney Legend honorees. So Harrison Ford, Han Solo, Indiana Jones himself, closing out this D23 festivities. As always, they do this Legends ceremony, and he, alongside with John Williams, which was another Legends honoree this year, and Frank Oz, who performed the puppetry and the voice of Jedi Master Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back. So what a great group of 3 Star Wars honorees for the Legends award there at D23. What other news did we have there coming out of D23? Well, Andor. We had some Andor news, which is a lot of fun. We know that Andor is going to be coming next year. Diego Luna actually was there, and who obviously stars as Cassian Andor, and also is the executive producer for Andor Season 2. He was on hand to update the fans on the second season, and after addressing the audience in Spanish, he expressed his love for the character and excitement for the journey thus far. He thanked the fans for caring so much about season 1, which again is probably still my number 1 Star Wars Disney Plus series to date. And told the fans how Rogue One pretty much in many ways changed his life. And I can't believe that it's almost been 10 years since Cassian Andor has come about to us. So they had a sizzle reel that only was shown to the in-room audience, which I don't know if we're going to hear anything about that or when we're going to see anything about that, but I would love to hear more about that. But it did confirm, that sizzle reel confirmed that Orson Krennic and K2SO will be returning to the screen, portrayed by Ben Mendelsohn and Alan Tudyk. And there was also a behind-the-scenes peek from creator Tony Gilroy, which he promised an even larger scale and galaxy encompassing vision for the second season, peril at every corner. The next episodes in the series will drive toward the birth of the Rebel Alliance and the beginning of Rogue One. So I know that that's what he kind of had said before, that it's going to take us right up to the events that we saw in Rogue One. Stakes being greater, the enemies being more organized, and the clock ever ticking so closer to the end of that series. So can't wait for that fast-paced, exciting series to come about, and I believe that's going to be coming next year. So probably, I would say, maybe in the spring. I think we'll get a lot more up-to-date information at Star Wars Celebration Japan. Maybe we'll even get to watch the first episode in Japan. That would be a lot of fun to be able to do that. I love watching first episodes with fans at a Star Wars event. It's a lot of fun to be able to do that. And then Friday night, the fans also got a first look at the new footage from the Clan of Two's biggest adventure thus far. Obviously we've had first 3 seasons on Disney Plus, and now the adventure is going to continue on the big screen with The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's great to be able to hear that they got to see some footage. Would love to see some footage. Maybe we'll get to see it at Star Wars Celebration Japan. So this will be obviously the last D23 until it comes out, because D23 is only every other year. And Mandalorian Grogu is projected to come out in May of 2026. So D23 will be in that year, but not until later that year. So obviously they wanted to give the fans something in a D23 event that was a Star Wars film, because this is the first Star Wars film to be released since Rise of Skywalker. Favreau said that he, before he shared the sizzle, which showed all new footage from Grogu and Din facing off with snowtroopers, massive Imperial AT-AT walkers in the snow, Zeb Aurelius coming back in action. So that was a confirmation that we are going to see Zeb in a series. We got a little bit of sneak peek with him in Mandalorian Season 3. And then capping off with Grogu traveling with 2 tiny Anzellans. So the Anzellans are returning, which is fantastic. Love that. Of course, they got to be on hand to fix his IG suit, I guess, right? If he's going to have another IG suit or whatever that's going to take place. But yeah, so lots of fun. Mandalorian Grogu, some art there that was that has been released, and then yeah. So and then we got an official trailer. We had kind of like a TV spot esque for Rebuild the Galaxy, the next Lego Star Wars Lego series. This one's going to be 4 episodes though, which is really cool. 4-episode story arc, Star Wars Lego Rebuild the Galaxy, which looks a lot of fun. 4 parody posters have been released, which I have 2 of them actually on my phone as my backgrounds, which are really cool, fun things. We have Jedi Bob with his green lightsaber blade, the Force Awakens kind of poster. The pre-release poster was it kind of is an homage to that. We have the light side Darth Vader, the white Darth Vader, which is a fun poster that you can see there, with the white blade as well. We had the that's kind of like a homage to the Star Wars Last Jedi poster. The Darth Jar Jar, the shadow of Darth Jar Jar looming over a young Jar Jar Binks on Tatooine, being an homage to the Star Wars Phantom Menace poster, which I have that one on my phone, which is so much fun, because yes, we are going to get Darth Jar Jar, which is awesome. And then the Forbidden Love of Anakin and Padme poster from Attack of the Clones, which I do actually have that poster right over there. A fun little twist to that with star-crossed lovers Leia Organa and Greedo, which I love that parody poster as well. So you can actually get all 4 of those, download all of those from StarWars.com. You can find them over there. A lot of fun those parody posters are, and can't wait for Rebuild the Galaxy, which I think is September 3rd. I think it comes out, and I think it's a 4-part series. So the first part comes out September 3rd, and I can't wait for that to happen. But if you're in the mood for something right now, Star Wars, Young Jedi Adventures Season 2 premiered today. All 11 of Season 2's episodes, because you know that this series has a lot of episodes, and we're going to get the second half of the season early next year. But Young Jedi Adventures bringing back Liz, Nubs, Kai, Bright Star, and as well as Master Z, and Nash, the pilot with RJ, D2, Yoda cameos, Maz Kanata cameos. We actually get to see what nerf herding is all about, and some of them are actually scruffy looking, which is a lot of fun. I did watch all 11 episodes today. It is a lot of fun. Some characters are back from the previous series, but again, we got some new ones as well. We got some Bel Zettifar makes a cameo again from the High Republic, along with his Charhound. So a lot of fun. There's a new character, a new Padawan who arrives on Tanu in the first episode, and that Padawan is by the name of Wes Vinnick. He is the new Padawan for Master Z, and he goes on the first couple adventures with the crew, the little youngling crew there, and yeah, he has a little bit to learn as well. A Jedi or a Pirate was one of the other episodes of the first episode where Kai helps a new youngling because they had another group of younglings come to Tanu, and one of the younglings feeling a little bit out of place, and Kai kind of helps him, and they have some skirmish with some pirates, which is fun. The Rustler Roundup, that is the fun episode with the Nerfs. Again, a herder of Nerfs is what they kind of talk about. They never use the word Nerf herder, but they say a herder of Nerfs. And so, yes, you actually do get to see what Nerf herding is all about in Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures. And yes, they are kind of scruffy looking, some of them there, as I said before. And lots of fun. Then there's another little episode with Liz tracking a rare creature. I think it's on the same planet, but I can't remember where that planet that they actually were on with that one. A Pirate's Pet. We get to go back and see Tabor again coming back in this episode, trapping a creature on Tanu to kind of solidify his place in the pirate world, and then also Nash, a little story with Nash as well, in as the second of that third episode. The fourth episode, Nub's Big Mistake. So a Nub adventure is always fun, voiced by D. Bradley Baker in that Pabu language, which is hilarious. And he is with Yoda, which is so much fun. That episode was a hilarious episode to watch. And then along with that, the episode, The Jedi Rescue, where Wes Vinnick is actually captured by pirates, and the younglings have to save him. So a really cool episode there. The Terror of Tanu, the fifth episode, The Terror of Tanu, where they find a pirate ship, which is pretty cool, which kind of brings up a new character. And then Cyrus's village needing help. Cyrus is a prince, is the prince of the planet of Vundala. And then, of course, we also know him as Tabor from the first season that was uncovered. So yeah, so that was the fifth episode, I believe. Yes, the fifth episode. Battle for the Band, starting off the sixth episode. A lot of fun when you get to see new Star Wars music in the galaxy, which is a lot of fun. And Hap, who is the kind of like the bartender and chef of Hap's Sap Tap there on Tanu, kind of joins the adventure with a mission. And then Nubs searching for a planet in the episode of Uprooted, which is a lot of fun. And then Mine and Ours being the seventh episode. It's great when you get all these episodes coming out, but man, it was a lot to dive into. Mine and Ours, the Jedi save a party, and the Andraven circuit, where a Jedi friend needs a help in that episode. I'm not going to give like too much away with these because I want everybody to watch this. They're a lot of fun. These episodes. The Great Gomgord Quest. The Great Gomgord Quest, kind of going off of the Star Wars, kind of taking real world celebrations and like bringing them into the galaxy. And the Gomgord, I forget what they call it. It starts with a D, but I can't remember what they call it. But it's basically Thanksgiving. With the Gomgord Quest, where Nubs recovers a stolen harvest that has been taken, and then a sticky situation. Kai learning to face a fear in that episode, which is kind of a fear of spiders, which is a lot of fun. That one's a good episode. I really enjoyed that one. The Missing Life Day Feast. So going back to Life Day, another Life Day episode. They had a Life Day episode in season 1, so we go to Kashyyyk again for Life Day. So the Missing Life Day Feast. The Jedi save Life Day. And then also the Lost Treasure of Tanu as the second part of that episode, where Kai and Jovi, which is the other Padawan, from the series that's new, and they face the Black Bolt. Black Bolt is introduced earlier in this season on the pirate ship. He's kind of like a droid pirate, pretty cool character, and yeah, so. My phone's freezing up. That's where all my notes are. Kind of stinks when your phone freezes up on you, but you know, it's a lot of fun episodes. I'm trying to get back here because I want to get through at least the rest of these series. Where was I? Sticky Situation, Lost Treasure of Tanu, the 10th episode, the first part being the episode The Wild Aklir. Oh, man. Where the Jedi help a friend there, and Lys's lost lightsaber, where her lightsaber is stolen. That's a good episode. I actually really enjoyed that episode. And my phone is like freezing up like crazy. Don't know why. So much. But I only have one more episode. Episode 11 finishes off with the 2 episode of Tower Run. Tower Run is the Jedi escape Yharnam Tower. Kind of sets up the big bads, the Gangles, being the new like pirate group that's the big bad in this season, it seems like. So, and they take over Tower Run, and the Jedi have to escape Tower Run. They actually don't really win on that one, but they do get out of there. And then the last episode, the Jumping Jetpack, that is the one where Maz Kanata visits Tanu. So much fun that episode was to have. So with this remaining time, I guess I can go ahead and do my Galaxy unbox, right? You want to see some Galaxy stuff? Culturefly always sending me some great stuff, and well, you know, I pay for it, but you know, Culturefly, I pay for it and they send it to me. And like I said, Chopper was upside down earlier, but yeah, you can hear it, can't you? Chopper box this month, so much fun. The Chopper box, love the Chopper box. So yeah, Culturefly box this month was themed Chopper. It is kind of Rebels themed a lot in here this month. I love the card. They always give you like great cards that go with it. So the Chopper card. But yeah, so first things first, I was a little disappointed because when I got it from my porch, I could tell something was broken because, you know, you can maybe hear that. So I was a little disappointed that I knew that something was going to be broken, because this is a Chopper ceramic container. which I mean, I can glue it back together, but I really I hope I get another one. I hope they're able to send me another one. The Culture Fly people were really great responding, really fast, great customer service. I don't know if this happened to a lot of people, but they said that they had to have a lot. They weren't sure how many they were going to be able to replace. So it's a possibility that this happened to a lot of people. Kind of not the great packing. I mean, as far as I can tell, it really was not insulated very well. And I think that what they should have did was they should have put the top separate from the bottom, because I think the moving around in the truck probably caused it to break where it broke, because it broke at the top. But it is a really fun little chopper ceramic. But as you can see, chopper broke in the front. And again, I think it's just because they didn't have any buffer between here and here in the packing. So yes, can it be fixed? Probably. I hope they're able to send me a new one, but this is the chopper ceramic container. Definitely would love to put this on my desk at work and have some treats in here for my cast members. If I can get this hopefully replaced. If not, if anybody can give me some ideas of how to fix ceramic. I have all the pieces. There's 2 pieces that broke. So, let me know if you know how to fix ceramic. I don't know if they're going to make me send this one back. If so, that's fine if they give me a new one. But if not, I'll probably fix this one and put this one at work, and then, have the other one of mine at home. So, but yeah, chopper ceramic mug. One of my favorite things that I've gotten in the Galaxy box thus far. So, lots of fun. Hopefully, I can get the replacement. If not, see if I can fix it. But that is the first item from the Galaxy box. Let's put that on the floor here. The second item was a shirt, which I also got to email them back because I want to see if I can change my size that they're sending me. Because when my wife first got me these, she didn't know, and she got me started getting me large, which large is pretty big. Their sizes are really big. If you ever get anything from Culture Fly, go one size down, honestly. But this is a Captain Rex tie-dye, so a lot of fun, this Captain Rex tie-dye. I love it. I'll wear it around the house. So, I mean, it is a little big, but I do need to see if I can't change the size as well from them. The Bad Batch oven mitts, which are a lot of fun. Clone Force 99 on the one, and the Bad Batch on the other. So lots of fun there. These 2 oven mitts are definitely be using them. A really cool pin. They always send really cool pins. This is an Anakin Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. I guess so. Yeah. Anakin Obi-Wan pin from the Clone Wars. Yeah, lots of fun that is. Also got this cool lenticular art print, which I haven't actually opened this yet. So see if I can get this open without doing any damage. It's a kind of a good guy, bad guy. See if I can get it. It's hard to get some of this stuff open sometimes. I love my Galaxy boxes, though. One of the best anniversary presents. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Cool. Yeah, so depending on the way you look at it, you got heroes or villains. The heroes side is Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Mace, and Kit Fisto. All from the Clone Wars animated series. And then if you look on the other side, I can't remember her name, but also Asajj Ventress, Cad Bane, Bossk, and I forget the other bounty hunter's name too, but a lot of bounty hunters from Clone Wars. I don't know how this is going to show up. There we go. Look at that. Heroes, to villains. So much fun that is. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe take it to work. I don't know. But this, super excited about this too. I'm not going to open it because opening umbrellas. Not supposed to do that inside, right? But it's a Star Wars umbrella, Star Wars Rebels umbrella. That's the actual sleeve. The umbrella itself is a lot of fun when it's open. It has all the Rebels on it, except for Hera, which is weird, and Chopper. So it has Zeb, Sabine, Kanan, and Ezra. You can kind of see it, a picture of it, of what it looks like open there. Again, I'm not going to open it on screen, but that is what it looks like open. So the people at Culture Fly, the Star Wars Galaxy box, fantastic, love it. Can't wait to start using that stuff. That takes me to an hour right now. So thank you all for watching. I saw a couple people tune in, tune out. Totally fine. Thank you for at least dropping by a little bit. Thank you for watching later. If you're watching this later, again, like, subscribe, hit those notifications, join in for discussions every Wednesday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Crucial Crew Member channel, Space Oats Live, a Star Wars podcast. I am the Crucial Crew Member. Thank you for joining in. I will see you tomorrow on my Instagram page if you are joining in for another episode of Not Long Ago in This Galaxy. Until that time, be sure to do something Star Wars, watch some Star Wars, listen to some Star Wars, read some Star Wars, play some Star Wars, do something Star Wars today. Most importantly, remember, may the stars light your way. Have a good night.